Hi gear nerds, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Rift EL34 pedal. As always, quick plug for the channel, please hit like, hit subscribe and hit the notification bell if you like what you're seeing and you'd like to see more. As always, comments are welcome. I try to answer every comment that people make on my videos. So what is the EL34 pedal and what is it designed to do? It's supposed to give your amp some of that EL34 British chime. It's debatable actually whether power tubes have a tone all to themselves or whether it's much more to do with the circuit overall. I think I subscribe to that. But I think we all know what we mean by EL34. It's that Marshall-ish late 60s tone which moved away from the Fender, the more strident upper mids. And in fact that's what you get with this pedal. We're going to see some playing. Later on I'm going to do quite a lot of sound samples with a couple of different amps. So it costs £249. That is an awful lot of money. Now, what do you get for your £249? Well, on the front of the pedal, you've got three knobs, volume, tone, and gain, 2 foot switches. This foot switch, and I'll go over this later, but this foot switch just covers the volume and the tone, and this foot switch kicks in the boost, the gain. So what are its good points? Well, you're going to have to listen to the sound samples later on to think about the sound, but one very unique thing about this, and I'll show you some gut shots, is the way it's built inside. This is built in a hand-wired point-to-point style, and for aficionados of classical engineering, it's a thing of beauty. Chris Fantana, who runs Rift Amplification, is obviously an artist as well as an engineer. So if you like point-to-point wiring, you feel like that style gives you some extra additional mojo, then this could be the product for you. However, there is something slightly controversial I'd like to say at this point, which is that the actual design of this overdrive, and by the way, Rift amps say it's not really an overdrive, but the design of this overdrive is really an Electra. Google it if you haven't found out, but it's an early overdrive design. It can be bought pretty cheaply online. So the actual circuit is an Electra. Now, maybe that's doing a disservice because, as we could say with many drive pedals, it's all just a tube screamer. Obviously this isn't a tube screamer, but there's plenty of pedals which are just a tube screamer, charge an awful lot of money. King of Tone, I think, is a blues breaker, and people are paying hundreds and hundreds for those. So I'm going to make some conclusions at the end after the sound samples, but I think something that's on my mind is how much am I willing to pay for something which possibly is just a handful of relatively cheap components using a circuit which is relatively well known and easy to clone on the internet. So I'm going to play through my Kemper. I'm going to use this in front of the Kemper. I'm going to use a couple of different profiles. One is a Morgan AC20 and the other is a Fender Tweed. I'll point that out to you when we're playing. I think it's interesting to play this with a Fender kind of an amp because they tend to be more scooped and a little bit more gentle, whereas the EL34 is a little bit more brash. Okay, let's go and do some playing and see what this thing sounds like. Okay, here we've got a Morgan AC20. This is the amazing profile from the Kemper rig manager called Morgan AC20 by RM Pacheco. Sounds great. Okay, let's go into this. So we've got on and off switch and the boost switch. Boost switch only engages the gain. So we have three knobs: volume, tone, and gain. So volume and tone are turned on by this. Gain is turned on by this. This cannot operate independently. As you can see, absolutely no difference. So what we're going to do, first of all, this is a pretty bright amp, the Morgan AC20. By the way, I'm on a Stratocaster neck pickup. Aren't we all on the neck pickup when you're playing at home? Right, now, so let's get unity gain. I know what you're thinking, can't hear much difference, can you? It's very, 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 very similar, especially if you have the tone below 12. I prefer the tone on this about, let's say, 2 o'clock or 2:30. Now you can hear a difference. However, that's not unity gain, because when you turn the tone control up, the total volume, the gain goes up, because it's a passive tone cut, typical of overdrive pedals. So yes, there's a difference. It's not crazy. Not a massive difference. Of course, if you go even further, you get more of it. So, I mean, mate, I probably don't have the most fantastic ears, but this sounds like cutting bass and adding upper mids. Okay, but bear in mind, if we go back to here, that makes it a bit more muddy. Very little difference in the tone. So it's definitely subtle. It's a subtle effect. Okay, so let's go on to the gain. So remember, we can't turn the boost on, the gain on, without turning this on first. But you can turn this on first, and then with one hit that. So let's go, let's be a bit forensic about this. We'll turn the gain. It sounds quite nice. there's a certain element of woodiness added. Okay, let's bring the I suppose I should try some bridge pickup. Actually, it's definitely giving something enjoyable, but it's subtle. It's definitely subtle. So it's a bit of oh, it makes me think of should probably have rehearsed that. Let's try again. Without the pedal. Which one do you prefer? I think I preferred it without. Okay, so also we can crank the treble. Okay, let's go further with the gain. Just bring that back a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot more body, but there's something harsh and brash about it. But I think that is the Marshall sound, hence I don't own any Marshalls. Let's just, let's go all the way, shall we? Just go crazy. You know what? There's hardly any noise. It's pretty impressive. I need to get to unity gain. only know Stevie Ray Vaughan licks. I don't know any classic Marshall players licks. So, okay, back again. This time I've popped in an M-Brit 57 Tweed Deluxe profile into the Kemper. Let's see. So, that's your clean tone. It's a Strat into a net pickup. It's got a little bit of reverb in. Oh no, it's got a compressor on it. I've got to turn the compressor off. Okay, once again, 2 buttons, volume, tone, gain. Let's go. Same as before, really. No big difference in the tone. Well, nothing you couldn't get from wiggling a tone control. It starts to get a bit different after 2 o'clock. Turn the volume up. Couldn't have played that worse if I tried. So, a similar effect than we heard on the other one, except that the Deluxe is much more woolly sounding to start with, whereas the Morgan AC20 has got sparkle and edge to it. The Deluxe is pretty... I don't like tweeds. Okay. Let's just quickly see what the gain does on this. Hey, sounds pretty good. Goes that last bit. Take that tone up a little bit. Now this sounds much smoother. With the Morgan, it got really spiky and sharp. Dual delay on that, right? So actually quite pleasant. I think it's the Deluxe can cope with all of the brash highs and evens them out. definitely like this a lot more with the Tweed. If we dial the tone back, gain comes way down. Sorry. Got to turn that up. Oops, clean. And let's put the gain on max here. There you have it. Comments, as always, very welcome. See what you think. This was certainly forensic, if nothing else. Okay, so now you've heard the sound samples. What did we think of it? Well, I'll just tell you what I think of it, and feel free to leave your comments below as to what you thought. But what I think is, when you're just using this side, it's really just like an EQ pedal, and I think you could probably make the same or very close sounds just by using any EQ pedal. It gives a boost to the upper mids, which we perceive as that jangle, and it's relatively pleasant. I think it depends on your underlying amp. If you've got an EL34 or an EL34 amp already, that's a Vox or a Marshall style tone, I'm not convinced how much this is helping you, but with a Fender amp, this does lift it and give it a flavour and a different voice that is different to what you've got already. The boost, I'm going to say it's not really my type of thing personally. Again, you're going to have to listen. Now, overall, this pedal does sound good. But the question I'm asking myself is, does it sound £249 good? And I think my final conclusion is no, it doesn't sound that good to me. I think the best way for you to find out for yourself is to go and try it if you can. And if not, have a listen to some of the demos. Some of the demos on YouTube are a lot more professional than mine, and the playing is better. So you have to take them with a pinch of salt. At least my one, you get it warts and all. Okay, well, if you've made it this far, thanks very much for watching. And as always, please hit the like button, hit subscribe and that little notification if you want to see some more content. And please feel free, leave comments and give your own views on the pedal. Thanks a lot. See you next time.